What if you lived forever? The psychological weight of immortality. What would you do if you knew you could never die? Or a deeper question. If you were truly immortal, who would you become over the endless stretch of time? Imagine this. You never age. Your cells constantly regenerate. No disease can touch you. No accident can kill you. Eternal youth, eternal time. But at what cost? One thing. You will never, under any circumstances, die. You will live forever. At first, this sounds like heaven. But psychologically and philosophically, immortality quickly morphs into a complex labyrinth. Can the human soul truly handle infinity? Can the mind bear the crushing weight of endless time? 1. Without death, is there still meaning? Death gives life urgency, forces us to choose, to act, to value. But what happens when that limit disappears? According to philosopher Martin Heidegger, our entire sense of existence is defined by our relationship with death. If time is infinite, nothing is urgent. If you have forever to live, no decision feels final. If mistakes can always be undone, no effort carries real weight. In that vacuum, meaning quietly dissolves, without pressure from time. How do we choose what matters? Without scarcity, how do we find value? Life becomes a theater performance that never opens to the public unless rehearsals. No opening night. 2. Psychological numbness and mental fatigue. In psychology, there's a concept called hedonic adaptation. It means we get used to everything, both the bad and the good. Even joy becomes neutral over time. If you're immortal, you'd witness thousands of years, millions of memories, endless losses, countless changes. How many times can an immortal fall in love? How many children, friends, lovers must they watch die? How many civilizations would they see rise and crumble? All the colors of life blend into a gray monotony. And perhaps most haunting, how many times can you feel the same emotions and still feel them authentically? Identity is fluid, shaped by memory and relationships, but memories fade. Generations vanish. Values shift. Memory fades. Identity blurs. Saturation sets in. Meaning vanishes in the swamp of repetition. A loss of self in the abyss of endless time. 3. Identity breakdown over centuries. Immortality isn't just biological, it's existential. If you live for 3,000 years, who are you? Are you still you, or just a continuation of someone who once lived long ago? When the past becomes unrecognizable, and the self feels like a stranger, immortality turns into something darker, a form of disconnection. What does lifetime commitment mean when the lifetime is infinite? 4. The erosion of love and relationships. Love thrives in the shadow of mortality. Time together is precious precisely because it's limited. But if you're immortal, what does forever mean in a relationship? The emotional glue wears thin. Partners age. Stay young. People grow apart across decades, then centuries. Every bond becomes temporary. Every connection fragile. The same elites would rule for centuries. Change would slow. Revolutions would stall. Innovation would freeze. Without death, love risks becoming meaningless. 5. A social nightmare. Unequal immortality. Now imagine a world where only a few people are immortal, or worsenly the rich and powerful. It would be a class divide so profound it reshapes civilization. Power would no longer rotate or refresh. Society would solidify into a living fossil. Alive, but no longer evolving. In such a system, mortal lives become disposable. Time becomes the ultimate weapon of control for the undying few. Immortality in this form wouldn't be a gift. 6. The emptiness of endless meaning. Viktor Frankl once said that the primary drive of human life is the search for meaning. But what happens when every possible meaning has already been explored? At first, you might dive into science, art, love, belief. You'll reinvent yourself over and over. But eventually, every path has been walked, every idea exhausted. What's left? Immortality then becomes a kind of existential vacuum. Living forever doesn't mean experiencing more. It often means repeating more. And repetition slowly kills wonder. 7. The final tragedy. Boredom of the infinite. In his short story, The Immortal, Jorge Luis Borges imagines eternal life not as a triumph, but as a curse. his characters grow indifferent, emotionless, detached.
Oh, why?
Because when time no longer matters, nothing else really does either. You wake up to the same sun for centuries. You look at the same stars for millennia. You know everything but feel nothing. Eventually, eternity becomes unbearable. Final reflection: is it harder to live or to live forever? The more we think about immortality, the less appealing it becomes. Death, it turns out, may be the very thing that gives life its spark. Perhaps the real question is not, how long should we live? But rather, what would we do if we truly understood that life is limited? At MindSnap, we dive into philosophy, psychology, consciousness, and the questions that define our existence. In its limits, life becomes art. If this thought experiment sparked something in you, you'll find even more on our channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share your reflections in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Immortality may be heavy to ponder, but thinking together makes the weight a little lighter. MindSnap. Explore the edges of the mind.